Okay, now we are going to look at a passing position called the headquarters. Very great position on top. I'll explain why in a second. And in this first video, we're just going to kind of talk about the position itself, what we're looking for, what we want to happen, what we don't want to happen, and then some of the passing options from there. So the headquarters position I'm referring to is, it's a good angle here, is when I'm on top and I have one of my partner's legs trapped between my leg. So this is what we call the headquarters. No one's ever explained to me why it was called this, but I would imagine this is called the headquarters because there are a lot of passing options I can go for as a person on top, but the bottom person does not have many options they can do. There's still a few, and the options he does have are very effective, but since the number of options he has is cut down dramatically, they're a little bit more predictable and easy to manage. And headquarters, reverse de la Hiva, and half guard are all very similar positions, just at like slightly different distances. So they're very similar, and these positions are all great because by trapping this leg in between mine, I'm limiting his options. I'm kind of limiting his hip mobility, and when we're passing the guard, we need to understand that the guard is my partner's feet, his knees, and his hips. And the feet are the first and probably one of the most important battles. The feet are what allows him to really create distance between the two of us as frames. The knees and the hands are still good frames, but they kind of just keep me from coming any closer than I already are. But it's hard to create real distance with the knees. But with the feet, if I'm trying to pass the guard, but he's able to point his feet at me or touch me with his feet, no matter how close I try to get, the legs are very strong, so he's going to be able to push me away. So when I'm passing the guard, the first thing I always try to deal with is the feet, and usually the way I try to do that is by getting to the headquarters. And a great example of a way to get here is, for example, if we're in the de la Hiva position like this. If my partner is holding the collar, I'm going to address this first, extend the break. Right after I'm done breaking the collar, both hands are going to go to the shins. I'm going to drive in, lower my body weight, and now my arms are going to lock out. I'm going to keep this de la Hiva hook where it is with my hand, but now my hips are going to lift and I'm going to pop to take this foot off. Now that I'm here, I'm going to grab the pants. I'm going to step back, but when I step back, I don't want to turn. That's going to make it very easy for someone, especially someone as long as Sohan. They're going to put this deep de la Hiva hook in, and now I'm not going to be able to turn back. Now my hips are the one that are locked in place, and I'm the one who's now on defense. So make sure when you're doing this, you push down, you step back, but don't turn. Step back, punch the leg down. Now I'm going to step over. I'm going to pull my partner's leg into my groin here, and now I'm going to pinch my knees, squat back, and reach for the collars here. The main things I'm worried about initially from this position is my partner pulling me forward and elevating me here, potentially off balancing me, putting me in the X guard, things like that. Or if I lean too far back and he's holding my pants, he can also sit up and push me backwards, and now he can start to pummel this leg inside and wrestle up. So I have to be very conscious of my weight when I step over this position. Not too far forward, not too far back. As soon as I step over, there's a good chance as well he's going to be grabbing the collar again. So immediately I'm going to drop my hips, put my chest on his shin, and then grab the collars here. And I'm going to frame on his shoulders. So now when he tries to pull me forward from here, because I have this frame, it's a lot harder. Once we get to this position, there's kind of three main things I'm going to look for. Side smash, quarter mount, or the knee cut positions. And with those things, the one I go to is going to be dictated by the direction of his hips. If his hips are facing this way, then I'm going to take him in that direction, go for the side smash. Often, as just an example, if you lead with the side smash, he may try to turn his hips the other way. So now the hips are very powerful. It's going to be hard for me to force his hips the other way. But since his hips are facing this way, now I can go into like a reverse de la Hiva / knee cut position. And lastly, for this kind of system we're working, sometimes the hips are kind of stuck somewhere in the middle. I try to go side smash, he turns his hips that way. I try to go knee cut, he turns it back. What we're going for here, so he's constantly adjusting. That's when I would look to come here, lift him up, and then in the middle, force the quarter mount position. This is just kind of an overview of the position. An easy way to get there, what we're looking for, what our partner is usually going to be looking for, and then some passing options from there. So one more time. Here, if I'm here, I break this, down, step over, squat, frame, kind of hold here for a second if he's trying to move me around, make sure my base is good. And then from here, I'm going to start trying to move the hips and kind of see how he reacts, how he's moving his hips, and then we'll decide where to go to from there.